uh, June 25, 2024. Um, I see that more people have listened to the last episode I was recording, and I'm happy for that. But I hope it will be many more people that are going to listen at that episode, because it start to be told the truth. It was very much truth in it that people ask about. Why are we here? Why are we born? And what is the meaning of life? And that we got the answer from heaven. I'd be very surprised that we got that message, and because it's important, because I was thinking that it start to open the door of the what people call the mystery. It starts to come forward the truth, and they want to answer your question, but I have got once in 4 years one that asked me a question, and I answer it in the next episode. I could, as fast I could, I answer it. And I wish there is more people that want to ask questions. I am not going to tell people your name. I have written my email address many times on the episodes. And it have been midsummer here in Sweden. And the midsummer was half good and half bad. It was a little sunshine, but it was much rain in the evening. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to go on a midsummer feast that I go every year. I'm tired of that. And it's so much people there in that park. Is that park I'm going to sometimes, and I have a recording from that park. Also, a recording in my podcast. And so I didn't want to go there. And I didn't want to go with any taxi to those most popular places in the midsummer evening. So I rent a room at the hotel, and it was only on the other side of the city. So I was very English of me, that I only took a hotel in my city. And it was the cheapest hotel, because it's a boarding school, and now they are off the school, and when it's off school, they make it to be a hotel. And it's beautiful there because it's close to the sea. I could sit at the breakfast and watch the ship pass by from North Europe, from Denmark, and going up to Norway. And I didn't knew what that hotel was, so I was curious. So I wanted to see what it was also, and it was the first when I come there with the taxi, I'd be confused because those hotel houses, they were it was different houses where the room was, and I had hard to come together with my brain to know where to go. So I sit on a wall and wait to see if I could talk to someone. And there come a man running down from the stairs from the main building. And I asked him if he knew where the house was. I had a map to show him, and he said he couldn't speak any Swedish or English. He was from Germany, so he speak a little German to me, and I answered him in German, and he be very surprised that I could speak German. And so I am wondering why he was so surprised that I was Swedish and could speak German. But it is nowadays, in the school to choose a second language. It's very popular to learn Spanish. That have coming. That was not in my school. We have only to choose between German and France, and I had easier to learn German, so I did. But now they don't learn so much German here. It's more Spanish and it's still France also. And then I found that the hotel room I should be in was down in a very steep hill. So that was not good for disabled people. But I could walk down there when I did it slowly. And I was a little frightened that I should fall. And there was people running in that hill, but no one stopped and say to me that, do you want me to help you down from the hill? No one. nowadays, is it like that? I was talking about that when I was in Israel, that no one cared that I was walking very bad and had hard to walk over the streets. They didn't care. And now that's how it is today. People don't care. Of course they care if they are relatives, but they don't help a stranger, a foreigner. And but I come to the hotel room and I had the food with me because I couldn't find that they were giving us any midsummer food. It was not that kind of food. So I took with me the midsummer food, and then I eat it in my hotel room. And when I always nowadays when I have been worse in my health, I always have to go to bed and sleep maybe 1 hour after I have eaten. Whatever I eat, I'd be very sleepy on my medicine. Also, that's a medicine that should make me be awake more. But I be so sleepy of the medicine. So everything inside my body that had to work, it cost energy. But normally it's seldom we feel it. If we don't overeat, then we can be that we have to throw up or go to sleep. But with normal food shouldn't be like that, but I be that. So after I have been sleeping, it was evening, and I wake up that I heard the rain was on the windows, and it was rain the whole evening. So I was thinking I should go down to the beach slowly, maybe take with me like stroller, what is called walking equipment. But it was so much rain, so I didn't do that. And then I, in the morning when I eat breakfast, it was okay breakfast for people that eat normal food. But when I look, it was the first time I'd be shocked over food. And if I don't watch TikTok in China, I'm sorry for that. The street food in China and Africa. But this was Swedish food, and it was everything of meat was pork. And I'd be so shocked. I say loudly to those people that come out with those plates with food. I say, is it only pork and nothing other? It was no fish. No, it was not those normally cold fish that sour fish that we have. It was nothing. It was only pork. And but I could eat, so I was full because they had much fruit and bread I took. And then it was one cheese that I like to eat. So I could be full anyway for that breakfast. But I was very surprised over what it was. But then when I sit at the breakfast, it was only German people. It was, and when a woman come to me and she say in German, without thinking that I maybe are speaking in other languages, she say that in German. Have you seen any coffee cups? She say to me, and I say, I have not seen it. I say in German, and so these words is easy for me, but it was like everyone was speaking German, and then I next day after breakfast I go home with a taxi, and when the taxi came, there was a man sitting in the back seat, and he was talking rubbish. He was talking without anyone should answer him. And I say to the taxi driver when he put in my belongings, I say, have you got the second radio in the car? I say, and he laughing about it. And you know that I have PhD in psychology, and I have met those people that only sit and talk rubbish. And it was hard for the driver to drive when it was so very loudly, and it was a little violence in what he was doing in the back seat. But I know what to do when it's about that. I started to say that I don't accept what you are doing and saying in the back seat, I say to this man. And I heard he stopped talking rubbish. I said to him, you can turn on your brain so you can speak normal. Speak to me. So I say to him, and the taxi driver be very surprised, because then the man in the back seat, he said that he had been in a motorbike accident, and he had been laying in a coma for 6 months, and he say what sort of motorbike he had. And I have my daughter's father and I was selling motorbikes in the 80s, so I could speak to him about motorbikes. And then And then I say, that's much better that you speak like you do and not let the brain take over and do this stupid talking. And but then after a while he started to talk like that. And I say, now you start again. Can't you tell me, can you answer me where you are going? I said to him, and then he told me that he was on his way to his brother and drinking coffee. And then we talk about drinking coffee and what he like in cakes like that, what he like to eat. So it's lost until we come to my home. So I say to the taxi driver, when they are talking like that's because the brain is full running wild on its own, and he must take back the control over the brain. So it's only to talk to them, normal talk, and the brain starts working again normally. I said that you can know when you have this kind of people in your taxi, I said. And because he was normal the whole way home. It was about a half hour to my home. And so, and then when I was to my door, I look at the taxi driver a little more, because he was standing and look at me and wonder who I was that could do this in the taxi to get this man be calm and talk normally. And then I saw that this is the taxi driver. I said to him, I have been in your taxi before. I say we are talking. And when he saw my house, he remembered that it's he that is talking about, and asked me very much about religious question, because I tell him the truth, that he get answer on what question he have, and he have asked me how I know all, because he's raised in Quran, but he's interested in Christianity also. And I said to him that I am ordained pastor in the United States. I have I can't stay in the church here in Sweden and preach. No one wants me to do that. It's only in the United States I can preach, and I can marry couple, and I can baptize people, babies, in my title I have in the United States, ordained pastor. But I can't do anything here in Sweden. But of course, they didn't want me to be still. Those in afterlife, they wanted me to go on as a pastor, but not that title, only that I have knowledge about the afterlife and been to heaven sometimes. I have been, and I know what's going on a little. I can't. Those questions I got answer of last episode. That's why we are here in this planet, and this planet is for many people not good at all. And I hear and read sometimes people are saying that hell is here on this planet. So they have a hell here on earth. So why are we here? Because we were once up in afterlife, and then some of us, not everyone, but some of us are going back to earth and be born again as a baby. And so I have told you many times that this is my seventh life. So 6 times I have been born here on earth and died from earth. And I told in the last episode that we should not be so much into our bodies. We should train us to be living spirits, and not living bodies. But that was I learned from last episode that I didn't have with me, and now it starts to come very much of this answer, and it have come so many answers on what I have been going through and why I have going through that, and that I get the answer about that book when I was 8 years old, and I had a vision that I hold in my hand a thick book, and there was some pictures, but those picture was of men. It was only men, and I say that I was thinking when I was 8 years old, one day I'm going to be in that book. And then the answer come now. It's like it's open a door to know everything of this, why I have seen these things. And those 6 books was the thick book I saw, and it was only men in the book. And that was the book I got in my hand in Salt Lake City when I was in the ancestry office. And before I took the flight to Utah from Copenhagen, I met them, those 2 missionaries, female missionaries I had that come home to me sometimes. And that morning I met them because we were on the same bus to the church And I told them that an angel come this night, I said to them. And the angel was telling me that Jeff will help you, she say. And I say, I don't know what it is, because I don't know anyone that have the name Jeff. And the missionaries look at each other, but I'm not sure that they believe me. But when I come to Salt Lake City, and it was Swedish day there, and they wanted to help me to be on the computers and check out those church books. And I say I come here from Sweden because I don't know who my mother's parents was. I don't know where my mother's, not parents, their father of her parents. They didn't know who it was. Was the father of my grandfather, and not the father of my grandmother on my mother's side. And I say that I want to know, get help here, I say. And they say to me that we are calling one that can help you, that speak Swedish and can read Swedish. And we call for Jeff. And then he come, Jeff, a blonde, long man. And he opened up the computer and showing me, like, it's so strange because he pointed out very quick and showed me that my grandfather was with his mother to a man, and that man, his mother married that man, but he came as a teenager with his mother to this man. But in the church books it says that it was his father, that man they come to. But Jeff, he's showing me, can you see that in the same family there is two boys that have exactly the same names and are born in the same year. And but the other boy, he had a middle name, Emmerich, that my grandfather had not that name. So I saw the difference between them. And but they, in the church books, they thought it was only one boy with that name, but it was two in the same family. And so Jeff say that to me, can you wait here? I got the idea to go into the archive. And the archive, when he got this idea, it was not his idea. He got something in his brain from afterlife. And then he come out with 3-4 big books, like I had a vision of when I was 8 years old. And now I was I was 65 or something like that. And there was the book, the vision I had. And in those books was it, of course, only picture of man. And but it's also told in the books that this is those names I have got from the DNA result. And the DNA result, it had not been there in my hand if it wasn't for when I was in Jerusalem 2016. I heard from heaven that I should do my DNA. And so I did, even if I was not interested of it. I did that because it was something afterlife wanted to show me. And then is it also what's have happened this week or since last time I did a recording that you that have followed me, you maybe remember that I told you there was one night for a long time ago. It come a man in my bedroom from the afterlife. He was not a real man from Earth. He come back from afterlife, and he had a white big paper in his hand, and I have hard to, when I wake up, to read something because I always have like a red color before my eyes until they clear up. So I read the paper and it said, I am walking. And I was thinking, what does that mean? That he say I'm walking. But then he disappeared, this man. And then he come back after some seconds. And then he have another paper in his hand. And then he also come a little closer to me. And I could read the paper. And he say, I am James Walker, he says. And it was before the time I did my DNA. And I thought I had only ancestor relatives in the Nordic countries. I don't have any in America for sure. I didn't know anyone. And I was sad about that I didn't have any American people that I could talk to. That was my relatives and sisters. And then he walked away. He didn't talk to me. He only say that. And then when I started to get my DNA result, I had lots of Walker in my family tree. It was many Walker. And then this, for two days ago, like that, I find him, this man, and James Walker, and he was born in Oklahoma, and he died in Missouri 2013. So it's not so long time ago he died. But I don't know exactly when he come to me in the night, but it could likely be 2013 that he passed by when he go away from Earth. He suddenly come and show up for someone that don't believe that there is ghost, that there is spirits from afterlife that coming through sometimes and want to talk, but I have not could talk to them, and they maybe not know how to talk to me, because it's telepathy, we talk to each other, and they maybe don't understand that they could talk telepathy. And he maybe knew that I was Swedish, so that's why he showed me that paper that present himself that he was James Walker. And now I have a picture of him in color as he passed away 2013. And he is, I don't know the American titles, but on this picture he have like a sheriff, something very high up in the police was he, and I understood what he was telling me without I heard his voice. But in that picture he gave me when he come forward with this paper, he had a jacket with this kind of leather on the elbow. That kind of jacket that was very common in the 60s, I think. He had that come forward, and he looked like he had expensive clothes on him, but he was much younger when he showing me how he looked like. And so they don't look old as they are when they die, when they left here. They can be babies, they can be older, they can be any age. And he's showing me, maybe he was in his 30s when he's showing. And I have told you that I have seen younger people, spirits, and they were old when they died. Because I was in heaven one of those time I was in heaven. I was standing in the front of an archangel, And she told me what age I wanted to be in heaven. She asked me, and I thought I should go into heaven, but she didn't took me in. She took me back to earth. But she asked me in what age I wanted to be in heaven. And that's what you will be. And then is it many people that think that everyone wants to be 25. But it's not true, because I want to be in this age, because I know I'm not going to suffering anymore. I'm not going to be, I'm going to be good health and be in that kind of age, in my body, in that spirit body I have, and in heaven. And so she teach me that that's what we are doing. That's why they can come back in the spirit form, but they doesn't look like that day when they died, or some weeks before they died. They decide it in heaven, before they go into heaven, what age they want to be in. But in that time, I think yes, I did that. I say 35, because it was in that time I got my daughter, and I asked the archangel if I can come back, because my daughter needed me, and she let me come down again here on earth. So that's one thing I know also, that you can choose whatever age you want, and I can't explain why you choose that age, because there is tons of reason why you want to be in that age. So tomorrow is it time again to get my injection for my psoriasis, my skin disease, and then the doctor, he is thinking that there's something wrong with my diabetes. So I'm going to get insulin that I take after every time I eat. And I know that one of these insulin, I'd be very sick of it. But the doctor said that I should take the new insulin in front of the nurse, diabetes nurse. So if I go bad, they can help me. And then I'm going to be to doctors about the blood pressure. There is blood pressure and heart test that called 24 hours test. And I have had that before, and my heart was not bad. And then I am going to they're going to ultrasound on my side of my neck, the blood vessel there, to see if it's some kind of stop in that vessel, and that's why I have this problem with the brain. And that I don't say anything about, because that can have happened. Because I have had a stroke, blood in my brain. And so it can come from that it have been something wrong on the side of my neck. So that can also tell us. So I would say, now is it, as I say, strike in Sweden in the doctor. So there is not so many that working. So it will not be soon. It's gonna be late in autumn, in fall, later. But and I'm going to another hospital in another city. So I don't say anything about it as long as they continue to work on to find what's error it is in my brain. So we will see. And I hope you get something out from this episode, but the episode before this was this real bang, real knowledge that we needed to have. So, but I hope this episode will also tell you something. So thank you for listening, and God bless you.